Hello everyone. Today we're going to be making celery chicken stir fry. So I don't know if this is a real recipe, I'm sure there is, but I just kind of been experimenting with stir fries myself lately and had a lot of celery and I just wanted to try to come up with a little something. So this is my take on what I guess I'm calling celery chicken stir fry. I used one large chicken breast and marinated and velveted, black pepper, soy sauce, cornstarch, baking soda, and then I took 2 red chili peppers and chopped them up in here. Just wanted a little bit of spice, so we'll see how that turns out. Last time I experimented with the chili peppers, I made it way too hot. I used, I don't know, 5 or 6. 2 I think will be just fine, but it's going to be marinated into the meat, so we'll see what that does this time. So 1 large chicken breast, thinly sliced, marinated and velveted. For the sauce, I used 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce, and maybe a half tablespoon of sugar just to balance things out. Then we have 3 large cloves of garlic and some ginger root chopped up. This belongs in every stir fry. This isn't an experiment. This isn't an option. If you're trying to make a Asian or Chinese stir fry of any kind, you must have these 2 ingredients. Half a yellow onion, mediumly diced. 3 stalks of green onion, the whites chopped like so, and the greens about 1 to 2 inches. Carrot, just because I have a whole lot of it, and there's a lot of green and white in this dish, so I wanted some contrast, so carrot. And because I'm calling it a celery chicken, I used the whole bundle or the whole bunch, whatever you call it. I don't know what you exactly call it, but 1 full celery. How about that? All right, let's get into it here. As you guys have seen me do plenty of times, I put my wok across 2 burners because my stove is small eyes and not very powerful. So I go 2 burners at a medium-high heat, and that makes it real easy for me to control my temperature without having to mess with the knobs during the cook. I can keep it across the 2 or move to 1 to lower the heat as needed. And we'll let we'll let our wok warm up till we get our light wisp of smoke. We'll add our oil, and we'll start with the chicken. Okay, so we're starting to get a little smoky here. 2 tablespoons or so high temp cooking oil, vegetable oil, corn oil, peanut oil, any of those that won't burn off too fast. Get it well coated. And remember, get it down to 1 layer of meat, not all double stacked up or whatever, bunched up. And really, for a good presentation, I know I say this every time, but for a good presentation, get your meat in there. and let it sit on this first side for, I mean, seriously, almost too long. Get a great color. Get even a couple bits of chicken with char on it, lightly charred, you know. The contrast and the taste is so good. The color is phenomenal. Everything about it is great. So get it down to one layer and let it set. This is not stir fry time. This is color it up and make it look pretty time. All right, so we've gone for about a minute or two. Let's take a look. And that's what I'm looking for right here. This is a great example. I'm going to show you. So we have some good golden color and some lightly char. Now for the rest of the meat cook. Excuse me, throw in just a little bit of fresh oil in the middle. Let that heat up. We'll go in with our ginger and our garlic. Don't want to burn that, so be careful with the frying process here. But we want to release those flavors. Now we're going to go with the chicken until it's about 90% cooked. Because when we assemble the rest of the vegetables here into the wok, the chicken's going to cook a little bit more. I don't want it to get dry. Okay. So we're going to have some great contrast, beautifully golden pieces, some pieces with just a tiny bit of char on it. I mean, this is going to look great after we're sauced and presented on the plate. Okay, so we've got that chicken off to the side. Add just a tablespoon of oil to get ready for the vegetables. Again, you don't need to do some vegetables and pull them off and cook the rest and little by little. Just start with the vegetables that take the longest. So carrots, in this case, carrots and celery will go first. All right, the carrots got about a good minute head start on the celery. One over there. We'll let this go for a minute or two, then we'll go on with the onion. Okay, our celery is nice and glazed over here. Looks like we're ready to move to the next step. Add in our white onion and our green onion whites. Our yellow onion and green onion whites. So here's how I decide how much longer to stir fry just the vegetables. That's the last vegetable I'm gonna add to the frying process. The green onion tops will get added at the very end after everything's combined and sauced. So how I decide is when I see my onions start to lightly caramelize, that's how I want it to be. I guess it all depends to you how crunchy you want your vegetables to be. The way that I do it, I feel like I get a good amount of crunch still with the celery and carrot. And I have a somewhat firm onion, but with a beautiful color to it. So all up to you, but that's my process. Right at the end of the vegetable cook, I like to go in with a tablespoon or two of Shaoxing cooking wine. I just love what that wine does for the flavor of the vegetables. Also, it'll help deglaze your wok if needed. Mine's been doing pretty good this whole process. High heat keeps your wok clean. Be afraid, oh, it's so hot, I'm gonna burn things up. No, you move faster, man. That's what you do. But stir fry should be very high heat. So we'll go up a minute more on this, and then we'll get our chicken back in there. So there you see what I'm talking about with my onions. Very lightly caramelized, you know, starting on the outside. Celery is still, you know, not too firm. And the carrots, you know, those would take forever to cook fully down, so we're fine there. Plus everything's gonna cook a little bit more. So add the chicken back in. And then sauce it. Add your sauce evenly around the outside. That's going to ensure you get a good mix. And we are there. Look how beautiful that is. There you have it. Really though, there you have it. Perfect.